Okay, so earlier this week, I did watch The Red Turtle. So now, sorry, I'm remembering a line from a Robot Chicken sketch. Specifically, the Dragon Ball Christmas one, where I remember Goku saying at one point, "Now the Tenkaichi Budokai is complete," or it's something close to that. And saying, "What the fuck are you talking about?" But that's how I feel. The Tenkaichi Budokai is now complete. Whatever the fuck that means, because my Ghibli marathon is now officially done, including the movie I didn't know existed. It is not a 100% Ghibli movie. It is a collaboration with multiple or several French studios. I don't know how many there are, or if it's just a couple studios and then a few independent creators. But it's technically a Ghibli movie, and I watched it. What's notable about this film, aside from the collaboration, is it's almost entirely silent. In terms of dialogue, there's music, there's sound effects, but I don't think it's not quite a talkie. Every now and then there'll be some going "Hey, hey," or "Ah," but even that's very rare. If I were to say there were 10 times when someone made a sound like that, I feel like I would be overestimating it. It's one of those kinds of movies. It's something that is very heavily carried by its art, its animation, and its soundtrack, and all of that shit is fucking stellar. As I would expect from a Ghibli movie, that's not your Wicked the Witch. In terms of the plot and the story, there is a man that's in a storm, and he ends up getting shipwrecked on an island. And he spends the first about act or so of the movie trying to escape. Well, not even quite that. It's exploring the island, then finding a bamboo thicket. And just the way the bamboo thicket was drawn, it looked very kind of pencil-y, and I was like, this is kind of giving me some Princess Kaguya vibes. And I really liked that. And apparently Takahata did produce this movie. So I'm like, yeah, I can kind of see it. That's dope. I liked that. Because I love the look of Princess Kaguya. So he's taking bits of bamboo to make a raft. And I don't know where else to talk about them. So I'll just go into it here. There's these white crabs that keep showing up throughout the movie. I really don't know if there's any big symbolism with them, but they're just fun. There's this one scene. Actually, I'll talk about that in a second. Pin in the wall. One scene I do want to talk about is as he's exploring the island, he ends up falling out off a cliff into this. I don't know. Is grotto the right word? I'm not sure. But this, he's surrounded by rock and he's in the water and he can't climb out, so he has to swim his way out. And when he swims under, there's this really small, tight area where there's rock on top, rock in the bottom. He can barely squeeze through. And I was watching this with a friend of mine. And when we were watching that scene of our nameless protagonist just squirming his way through underwater, unable to breathe, I just heard my friend going, "Oh my God." And I had just kind of the same reaction. I was like, this is, oh boy, this is intense. I don't like this. I don't like this one bit. And I was talking to him after the movie, and he's like, yeah, if that was me, I would have just given up. I wouldn't have even tried to be like, well, I'm done. I guess I'm gonna stay in this fucking hole forever. But anyways, he tries to build a raft. He gets out into the ocean. It seems like something hits the raft, and it ends up breaking, and he goes back on land. And he tries it again, and he fails again. And he specifically is looking under the raft, checking around, but he doesn't see anything. And I believe it is that time when he gets back onto land where he just throws up, and then the crabs immediately just go and start eating his throw up because they're fucking disgusting, and I kind of love them. The third time when he tries to escape, that's when we see the eponymous turtle. And the turtle goes under the water, something hits the raft, assumedly the turtle, but it also wasn't there the last time the raft was clearly hit by something, and he ends up going back on land again, and is frustrated that time again, he is unable to escape his fate. There's this one scene where he's laying on the beach, and he hallucinates people with like these nice powdered wigs playing classical music. And I don't know if this was supposed to be like the band on the Titanic that he was thinking of, like if that's the symbolism they were going for, or if it was just something I thought of. But he was running, he's like, hey, and then they disappeared. It happens like again during that scene. There's this one dream sequence where he's on the beach, and there's this bridge, and he's like running on the bridge, and he starts flying on the bridge, and he's so happy to be free, and then he wakes up, and he's just really depressed, and I don't blame him. But after, these dreams and hallucinations and all these attempts to get off, I just realized what I said and how that sounded, his attempts to escape, the turtle rocks up onto the beach. It just kind of... And our protagonist, our hero, does not take kindly to the turtle's presence. He runs up, he gets a thing of bamboo, and he bops it on the head, and the bamboo fucking breaks, and the turtle is completely unfazed by it. So even more frustrated that his attempt to vent his frustration didn't work, he flips the turtle over and just kind of huffs and shit, and he walks off. Then he starts building another raft. And he leaves the turtle like that, just on its back, and it kind of flailing around, flopping around. He leaves it there for seemingly a while. Then he notices the turtle not moving anymore. And it kind of dawns on him that, oh, I might have just killed this thing. And it's not like, I was hunting and I killed it because I needed to eat. This was, I don't want to say murder, because murder is technically like killing a person, and there's a lot of different legal definitions. Like, this was just me killing something to kill it, and that's not okay. So he's like bringing it water, trying to resuscitate it. It's not working, but he's trying his best. Then its shell cracks, and the turtle turns into a woman, a red-haired woman. And he keeps trying to resuscitate her. And then he builds like a little shelter for her so the sun doesn't get on her face. He keeps trying to resuscitate her. And he does. But then she's not interacting with him. Understandable on her part. And then she casts her shell off into the ocean. And then he casts his newly completed raft into the ocean. Then there's this one dream... there is this one dream sequence I forgot to mention. This, I think, was actually when he started taking care of the turtle. He has a dream of the turtle ascending, like, into the sky. And I think that's kind of when he realized, oh shit, I might have actually killed this thing. Let me try to fix the situation. But then after, the woman wakes up and they cast off their shit, there's this dream of the two of them dancing, and they dance into the stars, into the sky, and they ascend into the heavens. And I remember watching that and thinking to myself, oh, I get it. This is a movie about the inevitability of death. This is a movie where our protagonist is probably dead all along after the storm. Maybe it's when he slipped and fell. And his spirit is trapped on this island. It is his limbo. He keeps trying to escape. But the island won't let him because there's nothing for him to escape to. He's dead. The turtle is some kind of spirit guide to help him understand that. And he rejected its wisdom and its guidance. And it was going to just ascend without him. But he changed his ways, he changed his mind, was willing to accept the inevitability of his fate, and he was welcomed into the realm above and beyond, to use a Ruby term, although this isn't quite accurate, but I'm going to use it anyways. into the ever after. Then the movie keeps going. And there's a little baby who eats a crab and then spits it out, and I got a laugh out of me. And it made me go, never mind. Apparently, this is not about... Oh, yeah, another thing about death is there's like this one section where there's just like a bunch of dead things around him. Like there's like a dead fish, like a crab is like pulling a fish into its hole, and the head doesn't go quite in, and there's flies everywhere, and there's the sea lion earlier in the movie, and then it ends up being dead, and there's flies everywhere. I'm like, he's being surrounded by death. Death is a big metaphor. I think I know where this is going. It went there. Did he just fuck the turtle? Because the turtle's a human now. But, like, that's the baby. Like, they had a baby. He fucked the turtle. What the fuck? Huh? And then it's, 3 is a magic number. And it's about them living on the island, and the kid growing up, and the parents getting to be parents, and at one point there's a big tsunami that comes, and the dad gets washed away, and the son goes to rescue him with turtles, which made me think of Pirates of the Caribbean. I see turtles. And he's like, I think he's literally riding a turtle at one point. Like, he finds his dad, and he brings him back, and they have this big-ass bonfire, and I'm like, is that a signal fire? Well, they're not trying to escape after that. I don't know. Maybe it was just a frustration fire. I don't know. Is that a thing? I don't know. Maybe they're just having a nice bonfire. And then the son, after growing up, gets that urge to leave and go out on his own. So he does, and I think some turtles went with him and shit. And then the man and the turtle woman are alone on the island, and they grow old together. And one night, the man doesn't wake up, and like the turtle wakes up, and he's still dead, and or like she finds out that he's not dead, not responding, tries to wake him up, doesn't work. Then she turns back into a turtle and goes into the ocean, and that's how the movie ends. It's certainly a film. It's certainly an experience. It is one, like I said, where I think, like, visually speaking, it's gorgeous. I think the music is really good. The fact that, like, I can respect a movie that long that has virtually no dialogue, and I can still more or less follow what's happening. I don't know why or how the turtle became a human and turned back. I don't think I'm supposed to be questioning it. I am, but I know I'm not supposed to be. It's not a film about death, like I thought it was. But I think it is about nature. And how, it's like, hey, if nature wants you trapped on this island, nature's going to have you trapped on this island. There's nothing you can do. And even the turtle becoming a human and then making a family, like I think at Jurassic Park, nature finds a way, and that nature's going to take its course and they're going to have a kid, but then nature takes its course, so the kid's going to grow up and want to do his own thing, and nature takes its course. Sometimes the island's getting hit by a fucking tsunami and there's nothing you can do about it, and nature takes its course. You grow old and you die. It's just a movie about dealing with that, and I guess being one with nature and realizing that you can't conquer it and you can't escape it. You just kind of have to deal with it. And honestly, dealing with nature is a very Ghibli thing. So I think that works. It makes sense, at least thematically speaking. Is there anything else I really wanted to say? Not really. Did I like the movie? I think so. I feel like it's one of those movies where I would not say that I loved it, but I respect it a lot for just kind of like the way it's made. There's definitely other movies I like more. Definitely other Ghibli movies I like more. but it is a genuinely unique experience. I would recommend checking it out if you have the chance to, but it's not like the way I would recommend something like Spirited Away or like The Tale of Princess Kaguya, where I just loved them so much and enjoyed them so much. I'm like, yeah, like, go fucking see it. This is more of a, yeah, if you have the chance, if you have interest in it, go see it. If not, I feel like there is something you're missing out on. But, yeah, I think that's it. So now there's no excuse to not do that Ghibli tier list. And I'm really excited to get to do that Ghibli tier list. I don't know when I'm going to do it. Hopefully within the next week or so, but soon. Definitely soon.